know we don't have the brightest person or people occupying the Oval Office right now.
Smart people don't like me.
We have the worst education almost in the large world, the world that people know about.
The windmills are driving the whales crazy, obviously. You know, grass has a lifetime like people have a lifetime. I know a lot about grass.
Everyone is talking about artificial intelligence. I find that too. Artificial, I can't stand it. You know, I don't like anything that's artificial, so could we straighten that out?
You know, we've cut drug prices by 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500%. I don't mean 50%, I mean 14, 1,500%.
But what we've learned over these years is that Trump doesn't legislate. He only knows how to lie.
Signing executive orders is not the way our country was supposed to be run. Nobody ever heard of an executive order. Then all of a sudden Obama, because he couldn't get anybody to agree with him, he starts signing them like they're butter.
You have a president that signs executive orders because he can't get anything done.
He signs on immigration and on other things.
I want to not use too many executive orders, folks.
The executive orders are an outrage. We have a president that can't lead. He said, the hell with it, I'm not going to do this anymore. I want to rest and I want to do other things, including going out and play golf. This guy played hundreds of rounds of golf.
Everything he says is a confession of the exact type of shit that he's doing. And regardless of that, his people still believe him.
What has he done that makes him so special in your mind?
He just doesn't lie like all the other politicians do. He's not a politician. That's why I liked him.
You don't think Trump lies ever?
I mean, he does. He exaggerates sometimes.
What are your thoughts on the first 100 days of Trump presidency?
I think it's wonderful. I think he's a wonderful president, the best president that really loves the American people, and he loves us. He loves his country because, you know, he's the only man who could do this. I mean, who could replace this wonderful man that we have right now?
Now, what's crazy to me is that these people believe every word that comes out of his mouth. And even if they don't fully believe it, it doesn't matter if he lies. It doesn't matter what he said, because whenever the truth comes out, he wants to discredit the truth.
At one point, he started to attack the press. And it's just me and my boss and him. He has a huge office. And he's attacking the press. And there were no cameras. There was nothing going on. And I said, you know, that is getting tired. Why are you doing this? You're doing it over and over, and it's boring, and it's time to end that. You know, you've won the nomination. And why do you keep hammering at this? And he said, you know why I do it? I do it to discredit you all and demean you all, so when you write negative stories about me, no one will believe you.
Who in their right mind, who's doing a good job and doing what they're supposed to do, is worried about the negative press of it all? Only a narcissist. The fact that he's discredited the media to the level that he has is a testament to how authoritarianism has sunk in to this country. I want you to hear Trump's words about the economy back in the day. I want you to hear it for yourself.
And it just seems that the economy does better under the Democrats than the Republicans. Now, it shouldn't be that way. But if you go back, I mean, it just seems that the economy does better under the Democrats.
Trump is in trouble, and it's all due to Trump's handling of the economy. Greetings, my BPPN family. This is Bold Perspectives Network. I'm Mr. Red. There was an interview that recently came up where Trump was completely surprised about the economy doing bad. And before he was confronted about how bad the economy was doing, he was lying about the lie and say that the polls say otherwise. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but I want to address what you just saw in the opening clips, that we're in this situation now because a dumbass person was voted on by a bunch of dumbasses, and now we have these non-policies. Everything is executive order. There's an old saying, it's the economy, stupid. The economy is so bad right now that I saw an article, and in that article, it talked about all of the foreclosures that's going on, and that it's been rising every month for the last 12 months. Now, who's been in office for the last 12 months? But the reason why these foreclosures are going on is because people can't get jobs right now. There's been so many layoffs. There was a recent job report that said that 130-something thousand jobs are added to the economy. Now, if you believe that 130-something jobs are added, I got some magical crack to sell you. People are struggling. These groceries are eating people up. There was also a poll that says that the majority of people believe that Biden did a better job as president than Trump has. I'm going to lay out my argument to you that if Trump doesn't turn this around, he's in trouble. This will take him down because he'll lose the exact people that believed all of his lies. We have much to discuss. Let's strap in. Let's get after it.
I'm starting to get great polls on the economy, which I think
the polls on the economy aren't they're not great.
They should be great.
They should be. So why aren't they? If you believe that,
I don't know.
He was about to say, I have great polls on the economy. He got called out on it. The reason why I showed you in the opening clips about him discrediting the media is because he doesn't want any bad press. Even if it's true, that is a textbook narcissism. This man's face should be the poster child of narcissistic traits. He was about to lie about it. Did you catch that? Did you catch it? So when he confronted on it, he was like, he doesn't understand why the economy is bad. Because to him, his tariffs should be making life better. He doesn't understand that tariffs are a tax.
He's not a conservative. Donald Trump has never been a conservative. I remain vastly more conservative than Donald Trump is. Tariffs are taxes. Donald Trump has been a high-tax president. He slapped very high taxes on the American people. He has seen the costs. Now he's trying to lower those taxes. The blowhards for years who said Donald Trump was a low-tax president and lowered taxes, what I would point out to them is the average American family saved $1,600 a year from Donald Trump's tax cuts. Do you know what the average American family has spent because of his increase in prices? About $4,000 a year. Whatever tax cuts Donald Trump gave us, he wiped away with price increases, and now he's realizing what conservative economists have known for centuries: tariffs are taxes, and he's having to walk it back.
Listen, I don't believe that he still knows that tariffs are taxes. I mean, he's starting to realize, he probably knows that the economy is bad right now, but I believe he genuinely doesn't understand why. Because to him, we're taking in all this money. He and his dumbass followers don't realize is that when we import the stuff, the businesses have to pay the tariff. This has affected small businesses more than anything. So for a man who was saying that we're economically going to be doing better, he is literally doing the work for the big companies, wiping out the smaller competition. That conservative dude actually said something. He said that the tax cuts saved us money. Only maybe in the first year is it going to save Americans any money. He brought up that overall it cost us $4,000. I want you to go back and look it up. But Kamala said that if you let this man pass his spending bill, his tax bill, that is going to cost, economists said that it was going to cost us $3,600 more a year. He said $4,000. Now the numbers might be close, but Kamala warned us of this. She said that this would happen because she went, when she devised her plan, she actually consulted economists. Trump, when he devised his dumbass plan, he listened to one of those voices that's rolling around in his goddamn head. MAGA fell for it hook, line, and sinker because of their racism. Their sick brain has cost all of us, and now they're going to be hurting.
Go through his list of where he got his money and tell me where he actually made it.
Did he not earn it through real estate?
I think his dad built all those buildings for him until he died. Like after 1999, his big hit came from these 3 buildings that he defaulted on, and he did a deal that turns out to be right, but he said if the value goes over $1 billion, I want 30%. And the buildings were worth like $200 million, and they were like, fuck it, whatever. We never thought they would be.
They went over.
Real estate in New York goes nuts. They went over. That's where he got his next tranche of money.
There was a talk whether or not Donald Trump was even a billionaire. He's never released his tax returns. He's never done it. They had to be subpoenaed for us to get any part of the tax returns. For every other president had to disclose their health, and they also had to disclose their tax returns. Trump was barely a billionaire. Remember, he had all these cases against him where he owed a bunch of money because he defrauded the people of New York. He also had his case with E. Jean Carroll. He owes her money. This man was not a billionaire. Since he's been back in office, Trump went from barely being a billionaire and being in debt to now he's made over $4 billion. In a year, he's made $4 billion. Listen, you cannot make $4 billion. Even if you made $1 million a month, you wouldn't be able to make $1 billion in your lifetime. That ought to tell you how crazy it is to actually be a billionaire, that you have money that is economically comparable to that of small countries.
If this is true,
The nation of Qatar, unfortunately, has historically been a funder of terrorism at a very high level.
then why the hell would you allow this?
Today, we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho.
Wait, now I get it. He's corrupt to his core.
The reason why I played that, again, these need its own video, but I wanted you to see the level of corruption that we are willing to have people that Trump was willing to say were terrorists, yet he cozies up to them and accepts a gift from them, which presidents are not allowed to do. It's called an emolument. And here he is accepting this. Now, this isn't the first thing. He's pardoned J6ers. He's pardoned a bunch of criminals. We went into another country, robbed a president out of his country because of drugs, because the drugs are supposed to be detrimental to us, the United States. Yet he pardoned one of the biggest corrupt drug dealers that the United States has ever dealt with. He gave that dude a pardon. This man is absolutely corrupt. He's not worried about the goddamn economy. He's worried about the economy of Trump. That's it. Him and his family. Because through that money, I'm telling you, they know that the United States is a sinking ship.
And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. Of course, there goes your rank, there goes your future.
The silence of those officers, the absolute contempt in the room was a message Hegseth got.
Because we are the War Department. Godspeed.
Room! Attention!
I know he was thinking, God damn it, one of you fucking clap. Just one of you clap for me. Come on, man. They didn't. And he walked off stage, destroyed. And when Trump went through the whole thing again, all the madness, all the attacks on his fellow citizens, all the ideas that he wants to attack the homeland, they didn't applaud. They made a choice. The elephant in the room is that Donald Trump wants to attack Americans using the U.S. military.
I wanted to send a signal flare to those who have served. I wanted to send a signal flare to those who consider themselves real Americans, who consider themselves constitutionalists, who say that they're against socialism because they believe it's an attack on their freedom, yet they'll take authoritarianism, which will eventually lead to some level of socialism. I mean, it absolutely makes no sense. This right here happened. This thing where he got up on stage and talked to the generals, this was to coerce them to get their buy-in, because this was the phase of Project 2025 that he needed to enact in order to fully be able to do the things that he wants. Because there is a line, in which case people in the military are going to be like, I took an oath. I swore to defend the Constitution of the United States of America, not Donald Trump, against all enemies, foreign, who we always talk about, and domestic. Domestic, anybody who would try to undermine the Constitution. Well, guess what? We are here. Y'all voted for that. A liar, a convicted felon, and said, you know what? That is better than having a brown-skinned woman in office. That's what y'all said. That's what y'all took. And now, because of this was him saying, we're going to go into the Minnesotas. We're going to go into Chicago. We're going to go into Detroit. We're going to go into Washington, D.C. We're going to put boots on the ground, which is absolutely insane. If you're a military person, you know what I'm talking about. Boots on the ground. That is absolutely crazy.
I feel like he's a treasonous traitor, and he doesn't know anything about our Constitution, and he doesn't know anything about our rights or anything about our country. And everything he says is complete nonsense. He's an absolute moron. He's a criminal. He's a pedophile. And he's a pedophile protector, and I really don't care about anything he says, but I'm up for any fight he wants to bring.
People are fed up with this. People are fed up with the lies. People are fed up with the treasonous behavior that is coming out of this administration. They should all be held accountable because they handed over this country to our enemies. And honestly, our country has been handed over to our enemies. Trump was the scapegoat for them to be able to get away with it. Yes, right now we are being controlled by other governments, another government. And if you are a member of this channel, you will be seeing that video very, very soon.
So you say during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, I wonder what the fake.
You like this kid?
Stay vigilant, stay engaged, stay revolutionary.